The writer's got pretty images of love on the way. Brother, you better get down on your knees and pay. 1,000 more fools are being born every fucking day.
Tonight's show is brought to you by...
Oh, did you hear the doorbell? Oh, that means it's almost time. Should I open the door? Okay, here we go. I'm back! It's me, Dr. Ding Dong. How you doing, kiddos? You know, we've been hiding away here in Ding Dong Land for a long time now. In fact, it's been 5 whole months since we've had to leave it all and go to quarantine. And I've gotta say, I'm gonna miss you kiddos so much. Wait, Dr. Ding Dong, what do you mean you're gonna miss the kiddos? Are they gonna go away? Oh, haven't you heard? Very helpful. It's back to school time. That means all the boys and girls have to leave Ding Dong Land because they've got to go back to school. But back to school? But what about the coronavirus? If they go back to school, aren't they all gonna die? Oh, absolutely, my fuzzy little friend. That's why I'm gonna miss them all so much. Well, because every single one of the kiddos is probably gonna catch the coronavirus, and they're gonna drop dead right in the middle of class. Unless their parents listen to my good friend, Dr. Marty McDougal, MD. Oh, Dr. Ding Dong, who's Dr. Marty McDougal? Is it all right to come in now, Dr. Ding Dong? Oh, yes, absolutely, Dr. Marty. Come on in. Hi, kiddos. My name's Dr. Marty, and I have the cure to the coronavirus. But I can only give it to you if your mommy and daddy give me $99.99. So why don't you tell mommy and daddy to go to MartyMacImmunity.com today so you don't have to die. Oh, thanks so much, Dr. Marty. Go out there and talk to mommy and daddy. Get that $99 and the 99 cents, or you're gonna die. Tell them Dr. Ding Dong sent you.
Welcome to episode 42 of the War on Morons, where we speak truth to stupidity. I'm Jay.
And I'm Anissa.
And get ready out there, because tonight we will answer the ultimate question of life, the universe, and everything.
Oh, I see what you did there, but no, we've actually just got episode number 42 lined up for you, doing exactly what we do best, making fun of stupid criminals, political idiots, face mask fanatics, and of course, the one and only Florida man.
I guess that's good enough for me. Anyway, we'll get right into the headlines in just a minute, but first we want to remind you that if you're a fan of the show, subscribe to our RSS feed for free at thewaronmorons.podbean.com. If you do that, you'll never miss an episode. Or follow us on YouTube, Twitch, DLive, or Facebook.com/waronmorons to watch our live video stream every single Monday night.
That's right. And if you're watching right now live, we'd love to hear from you. So do other listeners as well. So call into our hotline at 813-906-9099. If you call now, there's a good chance you'll be right on the show. But if you don't catch us live, leave us a voicemail and we'll play it on next week's episode.
Or if you prefer non-verbal participation, make sure to comment in the comments down below. Anyway, let's get into this week's top moron. So for our first story tonight, we actually go to outer space, where the oh-so-enlightened souls at NASA have launched political correctness into orbit. And
what?
No, it's not what we hoped. Unfortunately, they're not shooting social justice warriors into space. It's quite the opposite. Apparently, in this day and age, even planets, stars, and nebulas have to be sensitive about pronouns, ethnic stereotypes, and sexual preference.
How does that even work? I mean, the scientists at NASA know that the planets can't speak, right? Like, not English or any language we can understand. And even if they could, I mean, what are they going to do? Cancel a planet?
Hey, yeah, I mean, that might explain Pluto. But no, NASA, which took, by the way, about $23 billion in taxpayer money this year, NASA sent out a press release last week announcing that planets, galaxies, and other heavenly bodies will no longer be referred to by offensive, quote, offensive names like the Siamese Twins Galaxy or the Eskimo Nebula.
Oh, I mean, in that line, I mean, what about the Milky Way? I mean, we have to think about the lactose intolerant.
Oh, yeah, and plus it's a garbage tier candy bar, you know?
I mean, you think that's bad? Try a Mars bar.
You know, that's a great point. I think they should cancel Mars, too. It's no longer a planet.
Absolutely. And, you know, Mercury is poisonous.
Yep.
So.
And don't even get me started on Uranus. We could keep going until there's no planets left. I mean.
Absolutely. Cancel all the planets. That's the bottom line. Yeah. I think we can all agree that political correctness and the SJWs have gotten way out of control over the past few years. But this next story proves that they do at least have some good points.
Yep. Like how they canceled that pedophile that was running for president, you know, alongside that woman that kept imprisoning black men for minor drug crimes.
That didn't happen.
Oh, yeah. You know, you'd think it would have, but I guess it's just wishful thinking. But if they haven't done that, what good points could they possibly have? I mean, come on.
Well, one thing that they really don't like is cultural appropriation. Now, they say that people shouldn't borrow things from other cultures, given the fact that they really don't understand their meaning and significance. Now, this was proven to be a very valid point when a brewery in Alberta had to apologize for accidentally naming their beer Pubic Hair Pale Ale.
How do you accidentally name your beer Pubic Hair Pale Ale? Like, that's a really gross, like, out of mistranslation.
Whoopsie! The name of the actual beer, the actual name itself, how it was marketed, is Huru Huru Pale Ale. Now, Huru Huru is a Maori word that they thought meant feather, which was referring to like how the beer was feather-light. But it turns out that word actually means pubic hair, not exactly what you want to picture when you're sipping on a cold one.
Well, to be fair, maybe the Maori have like 100 different words for pubic hair. You know how like the Eskimos have like a bunch of different words for snow?
I mean, that could be, but I'd want to go down that list and kind of check. Like, I don't want to name my beer after one of the 100 words that means pubic hair. It's like, I don't want to name my beer one of the 100 words that means ball sack sweat, you know? Like, I just don't want to do that. I don't care how many words they have for it.
Yeah, we should probably move on. So, if you think that last story was insensitive to the natives, get a load of this one out of Chile. So a guy actually got arrested for slamming his pickup truck into one of those Easter Island statues, he did incalculable damage to what's considered a sacred monolith.
Wow. Okay, so let me get this straight. You're talking about one of those like giant head statues that we've seen the picture. Okay. I mean, I gotta say, I really can't imagine that they're sitting in the middle of a freaking highway or anything. Like, what was he doing? Just drunk driving through a World Heritage site?
Well, get this. So the guy wasn't even driving.
How do you fuck that up, bro?
Yeah, well, I guess his parking brake was broken, so he did what any moron would do. He wedged a rock under the front tire, and he left his truck on the top of a hill overlooking the statues, assuming that the rock would keep it in place.
Which, of course, it didn't.
No, of course it didn't. Probably as soon as he walked away from his worthless little life hack, the truck rolled downhill, and it crashed right into the statue.
Oh my God. I mean, to be fair, those things do have to be like everywhere on that island. I think they've got like 1,000 of them, right?
I mean, it's kind of like their thing, but still, they take it really seriously. The last guy who damaged one of these, this was like, I don't know, like 10 years ago or something. This guy got fined $17,000 and he got banned from the island.
Damn. Yeah. I mean, I'm not advocating for like destroying these statues. Obviously, they're ancient and important and all that good stuff. But I mean, if that guy is listening, I do want to say all you have to do is say it was a protest against racism. And, I got to say, I mean, I'm sure that those things were built by slave labor. So you should have a solid defense.
I mean, we're talking about a remote Polynesian island. This isn't Portland. I don't know if they'd fall for that bullshit.
Worth a try. While we're on the topic of destroying ancient and priceless statues, one tourist in Italy has art aficionados fuming after breaking the toes off of a 200-year-old statue in the Gipsiteca Museum.
Okay, so, like, did this guy have, like, a foot fetish or something, or was the parking brake on his Vespa broken?
Neither, actually. So this guy decided to sit on the statue for a photo op with it, and was surprised to learn that the ancient piece of art that had been meticulously preserved and displayed for 2 centuries could not support the weight of his hefty frame.
You know, that's hilarious, but I mean, it almost sounds like Florida Man just crossed international waters and he got loose in Italy. Did it say that the guy was from here?
Thank God he's not, actually. It was actually in Austria, man. And luckily, he was caught despite his efforts to walk away like nothing had happened, despite the fact that I'm sure this photo he took became his Facebook profile picture within moments.
It wouldn't be the worst thing that Austria Man's ever done.
That's true. He was caught really easily, though, and not just because he probably put the picture online, but due to the coronavirus, all patrons had to sign into the museum that day with their name and contact information. So museum officials just started calling down the list, and when they called his number, his wife immediately ratted him out.
Jeez.
Immediately.
And, like, not much of a ride or die. Like, oh yeah, that's my husband. He's so stupid. Yeah, we've actually got the toes here in the hotel room. What's
the daisy? Wasn't very good.
All right, what an idiot. Anyway, it might seem like we've got nothing but stories about people breaking monuments and defiling history today, or like the last month. But sometimes history gets the last laugh. Like this story out of England, where a woman needed a life-saving blood transfusion after she was slashed in the neck with a sword during a Viking reenactment.
I'm sorry. What?
Yeah. They were doing a Viking reenactment, and she damn near got decapitated.
I mean, it's not that hard to not slash somebody in the neck during a historical reenactment.
I mean, how hard? You want it to be authentic, right? Like, if you're going to be authentic, it's kind of it could happen.
No, I don't want it to be that authentic, I mean, like, maybe, just glossing over the decapitations and the stabbings, and, like, we could just maybe, like, avoid all of that when we're recreating history for entertainment purposes.
Well, they were going to do a blood eagle scene next.
Oh, God.
Well, I mean, at least nobody can call this woman a nerd anymore, right?
Man, that's true, but they can definitely call her an idiot who almost died cosplaying. Come on.
Good point. Anyway, we're getting a call on the call-in line.
Awesome. I'll pick this one up. Area code 202, you are on the air. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Yeah, my name is Dr. Marty McDougal, MD. I'm calling from Bethesda, and I am just pleased as punch to be talking to you today.
Gotcha. Well, thanks for calling in, Doctor. I think.
Oh, no. Thank you, because I've been listening. I was listening just to make sure you played our ad, and you started the show with it. I'm so happy about that. Thanks for playing our commercial, me and my friend.
Yep. Well, happy to do it for a paying sponsor. What made you decide to call in today?
Well, in case you're tuning in late and you didn't hear the ad, Dr. Marty McDougall, MD, that is me. I am partnering with the great children's television host, Dr. Ding Dong. We are putting our doctor heads together, and we are going to save the children from this horrible disease. And that's why I'm calling. I want to let everybody out there know in Radio Land and watching on YouTube, wherever else you guys are, that we are going to save their children because it's back to school time, but it doesn't need to be back to the hospital.
Okay. Well, definitely interesting that you're partnering with Dr. Ding Dong on that. How exactly do you plan to save the children?
Well, I mean, it's easy. It's easy. I don't know how nobody else has figured it out yet because, I am Dr. Marty McDougall, MD. So,
yes, we know that. Marty, it's cool. You don't have to keep repeating that part.
What, that I'm Dr. Marty McDougall, MD?
Right. We know you're a doctor. So.
Well, yeah. As that person, what I need to do
Wait
is
a
I
minute.
need to.
As that person,
Sorry?
You're a doctor, right?
Well, my name is Dr. Marty McDougall, an MD.
NMD?
So
What does NMD mean?
it means I'm in Maryland. You didn't hear? I'm in Bethesda, Maryland. Jesus Christ.
So the MD does not stand for medical doctor, but you are a doctor, right?
I am a doctor. Damn it. Look, if you look on my driver's license, it says that my name is Dr. Marty McDougall. So, I didn't call up here to argue about the semantics of what makes a medical doctor or not. I called to save the goddamn children from dying of the coronavirus. Now, would you like me to do that or not?
Yeah, I guess. It
all right, because you're starting to piss me off. You know, I paid $100 to get my commercial run on your station, and then you going on here telling people I'm not a doctor when I studied that virus like a hawk. I looked at it under a microscope. I looked at it, an electron microscope even, and I figured out what makes the coronavirus tick, and I figured out what makes it kill. And that helped me figure out what kills the coronavirus. And there's nothing more important right now because we got the president of the United States making children go back to school. And you know, you got people like you out there, they're supporting him or protecting him and letting them children die. And I'm the only one in America that actually knows how to stop kids from dying of the coronavirus. So can we start over and not have such anger?
Yeah, okay, sure, Marty. I mean, first of all, I'm not a big fan of kids going back to school necessarily, but, I definitely know that some kids will, so share with us.
Well, yes or no, do you want kids to die?
No.
All right, so we're in agreement that we don't want kids to die. So if you do not want kids to die, the first step in my research as Dr. Marty McDougall, MD, the first step in my research was to find that nutrition is the most important segment to this attack on the coronavirus. Nutrition. You know what part of nutrition is most important?
Vitamin C, maybe?
But vitamins are crazy. No, the most important thing is they got to get a lot of fiber in their diet. So what I've been saying is beans, the musical fruit. The more you eat them, the less you die of coronavirus. So it doesn't matter if you're eating kidney beans, doesn't matter if you're eating butter beans, doesn't matter if you're eating black beans, red beans, whatever it is, eat beans. You should be feeding your children beans with every meal because the more fiber in their diet, the fiber kind of, think of it like a fence, it's a fence around your immunity system, and it keeps the coronavirus on the outside, and it keeps their health on the inside. Does that make sense to you?
I guess it's pretty surprising.
All right. Excellent. The next step is alcohol. Believe it or not, alcohol kills viruses dead. You ever, I don't know if you ever got a cold. You know what a hot toddy is?
Yeah. It's like hot whiskey and tea.
Absolutely. A lot of people find that when they get a head cold, they drink a hot toddy. That cold's gone in a minute. They wake up the next day, they might have a little bit of a hangover from drinking all them hot toddies, but they do not no longer have the cold. Well, you can't exactly be feeding your children whiskey, am I right?
Right, definitely not.
Absolutely. So what we have found is instead, because it doesn't have a scent, it doesn't have an odor to it, you can take your children's juice box, and you just put a shot or two of vodka. It doesn't matter if it's a premium vodka or not, just a shot or two. Any old vodka will do, as long as it's 80 proof or more. And what that does is it... Sorry?
What are you suggesting? 80 proof vodka?
It's not a suggestion.
Shots?
It's... Right. No, it frankly should be a requirement. You know, you mix that with their juicy juice. You mix it with their fruit punch. You know, anything like that. I would recommend a 3-to-1 ratio.
There's
but,
no way in hell that parents should be getting their kids drunk on 80 proof vodka. I mean, 2 shots of 80 proof vodka in a small child could kill them.
That might not even gonna kill no kid. What it's gonna do is it's gonna kill coronavirus. It has made it past the fiber fence, and it is starting to penetrate their immunity system. Now, think about it this way. Have you ever gotten blacked out drunk?
No, not really.
You've been blacked out? Come on, you don't have to lie. Everybody in America gets blacked out drunk at least a couple times a week. At least, most people. I mean, maybe if you're one of them Mormons. Is this the War on Mormons show or the War on Morons show?
It's the War on Morons.
All right. So let's think about a typical Friday, Saturday night. You know, you knock back a few, enough drinks, you probably get blacked out drunk. You ever wake up with the bruise, you don't know where it came from?
Yeah, sure.
All right. That happens to me all the time, and I realize that normally happens when I'm blacked out drunk. But I don't feel the pain. I don't experience the hurt. And I might have bruises, I might have cuts, I might have scabs, I might have telephone numbers I don't even know where they came from in my cell phone, but I don't remember any of it. And that's because my vodka system it's dulled the pain. And now, if it can dull the pain of getting clocked out cold by a bouncer, imagine what it can do to a cough. Imagine what it can do to a stuffy nose.
Doctor, I don't know a lot of medical professionals who advocate for getting children
You're talking to one right now. You're talking to one right now. And like I was saying, the reason we use vodka instead of whiskey, and we have already established that whiskey it's probably the most popular cure for the common cold, and that's what a coronavirus is a cold. Vodka is the best, it's the best alcohol to use on children. Because some teachers, they haven't come around to understanding that this is a proper medication yet, and they tend to frown upon whiskey.
I mean,
but they don't
like
smell the vodka.
Straight out of the 1800s. What's next? We're supposed to dose our kids with cocaine too?
No. You don't have to use any coke. Where the hell do you get an idea like that? Cocaine, for one, is illegal. You can't. I mean, I don't even.
Giving alcohol to kids is illegal too.
Oh, look, I've got another step, and if you're a little bit uncomfortable with building a layer of protection beyond the fiber fence, as in the form of an alcohol defense.
Yeah, I am a little uncomfortable with that. Yeah.
All right. Well, hey, you're approved. That's okay. I'm not judging you, but this final step of protection is practically guaranteed. I highly recommend it. And what it involves is, you know what Vaseline is? Petroleum jelly?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Well, I mean, a lot of people are out there and they think you should wear a mask. Dr. Fauci talks about it all the time. You got to wear a mask. I saw a Joe Biden commercial the other day. He says everybody needs to wear a mask for the next 3 months. Well, think about a mask. It's a very, very thin layer of protection. It's about paper thin. Some of them are actually made out of paper. You only have it over your nose and your mouth. It might slip. A coronavirus could get past it. Do you understand how that could be a problem?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't necessarily think the masks are extremely effective at all.
I don't think you should wear a mask at all. You can take your mask and throw it in the trash. You can set it on fire for all I care. What you need to do is you need to go down to the Costco. You need to get the biggest jug of petroleum jelly you can, and trust me, once this starts going viral, as they say, it's going to be hard to get your hands on enough. So buy as much Vaseline as you can. Every morning before you send your kid to school, you need to coat them in at least a 1/4 inch of petroleum jelly. Every exposed. Are you laughing?
What are you saying?
I'm trying to say
jelly?
Petroleum, yes. Yeah, I mean, it protects against everything. I mean, it's thick, it's viscous. there's no virus that's going to be able to make it through a quarter-inch of petroleum jelly. So you don't have to worry about the coronavirus making it past the children's pores. You don't have to worry about it making it through their nose holes. You don't have to worry about it making it through their eye holes. You got to
breathe through this layer of petroleum jelly. This sounds insane.
Now, I found that it's a very breathable substance. I'm actually wearing petroleum jelly right now, and I have not caught the coronavirus, and I've gone out and about the whole Metro DC area. I'm going out right now. You know, I'm gonna go to a bar. I'm gonna have me some whiskey and vodka. Yeah.
Dr. McDougall, you might be onto something. I have to imagine that social distancing is a lot easier when you're walking around coated in a greasy layer of an unidentified slimy substance. Do you find that people stay farther away from you?
I don't want them to stay far away from me. I don't need them to, because I've already got my protection. If they choose to, I mean, that's on them. And, you know, for some reason, some of them do. But I can tell you this, they're going to, well, you can laugh all you want, but you're going to get the coronavirus and I'm not.
Okay, whatever, dude.
Wow. That guy, did he say that he's wearing petroleum jelly right now? Like, how is he even holding the phone?
I can't deal with that. I don't know. I mean, I know Dr. Ding Dong brought him on, so I'm not surprised. He's like, how did they find that guy? What the hell?
Everybody that ever is associated with our show that says they're a doctor is a freaking lunatic. I mean, between these two morons, there's that plastic surgery guy, the psychologist idiot. I mean,
are there any real doctors who, like, watch our show? Like, if you're a real doctor, comment below and tell us if there's anything medically sound about what that guy just said.
Yeah, and, like, maybe let us know if, does medical school just make you go crazy? Or did we just, you know, win?
Is everybody, like, popping painkillers from the back? Like, what's going on?
Anyway, the guy is a sponsor. He's a sponsor, so we got our $100 from him. So I guess this is as good of a time as any to go to our other sponsor.
Okay, well, surely it can't be any worse than that guy, right?
No, it's just Vinny. I've actually been listening to Vinny. I mean, I mentioned it last week. I've been listening to his show every Friday night. And I know you're not as much of a sports fan as I am, but, like, the guy really does know his stuff. Like, he picked some, like, really big upsets last week.
I mean, that sounds impressive, but please tell me you're not gambling on his picks again.
All right, I'm just going to play the ad. Let's play the ad.
It's me! It's Vinny V, baby! And if that name rings a bell, it's because I've been the premier handicapper at every sports book in Vegas since 1988! And now, I'm taking my talents to podcasting every week on Vegas Victories with Vinny V and Ray Ray Robinson. If you're tired of being bored into a coma by that sanitized plop on ESPN Radio and Fox Sports, and if you want to get your sports news and commentary from a bigoted, foul-mouthed pervert instead, come on, Vinny. I mean, nobody want to hear that foul-mouthed pervert mess, man. Do it over. Rewind it. Shut up, Ray Ray. It's called a niche. I mean, we're not exactly going for the Mike and Mike in the morning crowd. Anyway, tune in every Friday night at 7:30 Eastern, exclusively on anchor.fm/Vegas Victories.
All right, so normally this is the point in the show where we'd play the exciting new game that's been sweeping the nation.
Yes, it's Florida or the Field time.
Wait, I'm not finished. Because, see, we'd normally play it, but last week, you just had to go and get 100% of them right. I mean, how's that even fair?
Wait, what? You're changing things up on me because I'm too good at this? That's not fair.
Yeah, well, you know, life's unfair. So anyway, you're right. We're going to switch it up this week. And I actually think that you'll like this one out there in the audience, because instead of doing Florida or the Field, we're going to do Find the Fake.
Find the Fake.
It's a working title, but the way it works is I'll give you a series of headlines, and you'll have to guess whether it's a real story or fake news.
Okay, is there like just one fake news story in the bunch, or could there be more?
I mean, they could all be fake. Maybe I made them all up. It's you're just gonna have to guess.
What do you mean I have to guess? Aren't you going to play?
Well, I mean, I don't want to lose, and I want to give you the opportunity to test it out. This is like a beta test.
Oh, there's something beta about this.
All right. So the first story, is it fake? Is it fake news, or is it a real story from the real headlines? Here's the headline. Florida man buys $140,000 Porsche with a check printed from his home computer.
What? From his home computer? He printed this on printer paper?
I don't know. What do you think? Is it real or fake?
It says he attempted to do this. I can't imagine. I can see somebody attempting this. I would be more suspicious if it said he was successful. So I'm going to say this is real.
You got it right. Yeah, so this is a real story. We actually had a story almost identical to this a few weeks ago, but it's not the same. So there was some guy in Miami that bought a Lamborghini using his his PPP funds from the government thing. This is a guy that probably heard that story and is like, "Ooh, cool. I want a fancy car too." So he went on his home computer and he printed out a fake cashier's check. And for $140,000, he took it to the dealership, and they fell for it. He drove off the dealership with a brand new Porsche. And this guy, he pulled one over on everybody. At that point, I would have, driven that thing to a chop shop or whatever people do with a stolen car. But he was like, you know what? If I can do that, I can get some more shit, too. So then he got caught because he went to a jeweler, and he tried to buy 3 Rolexes at the same time for $70,000 with another fake check. So
amateur.
Yeah. So.
Amateur. That is so stupid, which of course is why we're covering it. But I gotta say, this pandemic is illustrating that there's really 2 types of people in this world. Okay? There's the people who will go out and fraudulently buy a luxury car, and there's the people who are planning to have to live in their car. That's about it. Anyway, 1 out of 1. Good job. Next headline. Man using Snapchat gender-bending filter made over $100,000 selling Snapchat Premium. Wow. Honestly, you gotta respect the hustle if that's real. You know what? Sure. I think this one's real, too. This doesn't raise any red flags for me. This sounds about right for 2020.
It does. It sounds about right. I could believe it. And when I first saw the story, I did. But then I scrolled to the bottom, and they had the little disclaimer saying that it was a parody site.
Oh my God. Yeah. I got it wrong?
This is a fake story. So this was fake news. You wouldn't believe how much fake news is floating around out there. It was easy to find some. But they got really detailed. They're like, yeah, he's a 28-year-old Texas man. He was using this gender-bending filter on Snapchat. Is that a thing? Probably.
Yeah, it is a thing.
And they even had a picture. And, it looked like a woman. I mean, I know there's a lot of idiots out there that spend a lot of money buying.
I bet this is a real phenomenon. Just because this wasn't a real story doesn't mean it doesn't really happen. I'm sure there are people who at least try it. I don't know if they make anywhere near $100,000, but I'm sure there's people out there trying it.
Yeah, I mean, you could, hey, even if you make $1,000, that's $1,000 you didn't have before. Maybe somebody even in our audience, if you've ever used a gender bending filter to rip off men on the internet, comment down below. And tell us
all about it.
Tell us how much you made out with. All right, so 1 out of 2. So the next headline for you. Man shoots off own penis taking selfies with a gun.
Okay, just clarifying here. When you say taking selfies with a gun, do you mean taking selfies while holding a gun? Or do you mean he was attempting to shoot a pic with a gun instead of a camera.
So like he had his like phone set up on the other side of the room, and he's like, "Yeah, man, if I shoot the phone like right where the picture taking app is, I bet I can like get the coolest selfie ever."
No, that's like the most insane thing I've ever heard.
It'll be like that national.
Him, like,
it'll be like that National Geographic
instead
picture
of a camera for some reason. I don't know.
You know the picture where the lions attacking the cameraman?
Yeah.
Except for he's shooting off his penis.
Oh my god.
Anyway, what do you think? Is it fake or is it real?
This has to be fake.
It is. It is fake, but I actually found a story like the next day after I put this in the stack that was essentially the same thing but real. But this was fake news. They said that the guy was posing naked and with the gun, trying to look cool, and he accidentally. I mean, when you actually like
Joe Exotic, is that you? Like,
if only he was out of jail, he might be able to pull this one off. Although I wouldn't be surprised if one of his boyfriends did this.
Yeah, right.
All right, so you've redeemed yourself 2 out of 3. So you're batting 666% or whatever. Anyway,
Not too shabby.
Not too shabby. The next headline: Father accused of leaving 4-year-old home alone to attend a DUI class.
Well, I mean, it's a DUI class, not a parenting class. So, kind of got to pick your battles here. Which do you want him to do first? I think this is real. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, what is he supposed to do? Leave the kid in the car? You can't drive to the DUI class.
Right, exactly. And plus, I mean, the types of people who will get DUIs while they have a 4-year-old at home are absolutely the same people who will leave their 4-year-old at home while they go to the bar or the DUI class. I mean, either or.
Yeah, you're right. This is a real story, and it was a Florida man that did this, and now he's facing child neglect charges. So, maybe he's got his driver's license back, but now he's going to be at risk of losing his children, and he probably deserves to.
You know what? Honestly, it's horrible, and I'm glad that they caught him. My question is, how did they catch him?
Oh, did a
4-year-old rat him out?
Yes. So this idiot, he was at his DUI class for, apparently these things last for hours, and he just left his little toddler at home, and asleep, because I guess his class is in the morning, and he's like, hey, my 4-year-old's asleep, so I guess I could go to my class, I'll come back, and they'll probably still be sleeping. But no.
What toddler do you know that sleeps for fucking 6 hours?
Well, not this one. This one woke up as soon as Dad was over at the class and freaked out because they were home alone. So they did what any Rugrat would do. They got out of their house and they started wandering around the neighborhood.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So thankfully, a good police officer came across the kid and not, some bad person like a presidential candidate or something.
Not funny, but kind of funny.
Well, I mean, it had a happy ending. And the kid, nothing bad happened, and they found out that this idiot was neglectful. So,
all right, all's well that ends well.
Yeah. So, all right, you're doing well. 3 out of 4. This next headline, though, is a doozy. So, woman arrested for defecating on boss's desk after winning the lottery.
Wow. I didn't know Cardi B did that. Let's see. That does sound like something she would do, but she didn't win the lottery, so it can't be her.
We'd have heard about it from her. It would be all over her social media.
It would be like a hit single, I
bitch,
sit on my boss's desk.
I did that, no.
I think, honestly, if it wasn't Cardi, then it has to be fake.
Unfortunately, I want this one to be real. I feel like Fox Mulder. I want to believe that a 41-year-old New York woman had a winning lottery ticket. It was worth over $3 million, but she didn't quit. Oh, she showed up to work anyway to deliver one final package.
No fucks given. No, I've actually seen memes about this, which is kind of what raised the flag for me. I was like, I think this is fake.
Yeah, this one was almost too ridiculous. But I mean, we read ridiculous stories all the time. This did fool a lot of people. It was another one of those fake news stories. It was getting shared left and right. For some reason, Facebook didn't take the time to, slap the little warning on this one.
Well, hey, I mean, boss makes $1, I make a dime. You know how the saying goes.
Exactly. But yeah, this was a fake story, so good call on this one. But we've got 2 more headlines. So this next one. More than 140 cats removed from home.
What? 140 cats?
140 cats. So
in one house?
12 dozen cats.
Oh, good God. That is horrifying. For one, the smell would just be ungodly.
Like, how many litter boxes are you going to have?
I feel terrible for the cats, but I also feel like, why? I love cats. Why would anybody want 140 of them?
How can you even keep up, all the names? Like, I wouldn't even know. I wouldn't even be able to handle it.
Yeah, I mean, at that point, it's just like, that's like trying to, I literally, this is so insane, it has to be real. Like, it has to be.
It is! I can't believe you got this one, because I couldn't even picture how it's physically possible to have 140 cats in a home. Like, how big does this house have to be? Jeez. I'm, looking around the room I'm in, and I'm I'm trying to, do, my 10th grade math.
If you pack them in like sardines, if you literally, I bet we could fit, as is, in this living room alone, if we packed them in like sardines and they were, crawling all over each other, you could easily get, 50 in this room,
like cat
here.
Tetris.
Right.
Or a bonsai kitty. You remember the bonsai kitty?
Oh, I forgot about bonsai kitty.
You fit the cat in a glass jar and it grows into him.
They're so cruel. I don't know.
Well, that's how you can fit 12 dozen cats in your house. No, this is a real story, though. It happened in Michigan. And this is the craziest part. So this woman moved into her father's house.
Uh-huh.
And she was like, hey, can I bring some cats with me? And he's like, yeah, whatever. And then next thing you know, she's bringing in lots and lots and lots of cats. And can you imagine being this poor guy?
Did she bring anything else? I mean, holy shit. How about a bed or food or no, just fucking cats all day long.
Yeah.
Cats, more cats. What the fuck? I would disown her immediately. I'd be like, you are insane. Forget it.
Yeah, that was a crazy headline. I can't believe you got it, but you got it. All right, so I got one more for you. This one's not as crazy of a headline. So, a YouTuber sets fire to his private part on live YouTube broadcast and receives second-degree burns.
Oh my God, I really don't know with this one. I really don't. On the one hand, I'm like, there's no way you could just whip your dick out on a live broadcast like that. The way that, YouTube and Instagram and Facebook, the way their monitors and sensors have been on it lately, I'm just thinking there's no way. But at the same time, it sounds so real for some reason. This sounds like something that would happen to an idiot who pulls his dick out and said, I really don't know. I'm going to say fake, but I really am guessing at this point.
Yeah, because, you'd think, like you mentioned with YouTube censor, they've taken our videos off before. We've never pulled out private parts and set them on fire. But they took down our...
should start.
Yeah, well, they've taken down our videos for making fun of communists that one time. They took down one of our videos for... They said we were doing election fraud. I think, I don't know. Either way, they didn't take this video down, and it was real.
Whoa, no way. I've got to Google this right now.
Yeah.
I have to see this is.
So it's one of these gamer channels, this kid from Korea, and he had a lot of people in the chat, and he was like, all right, if I don't win this game, what's going to be my punishment? And, of course, the internet being
Never ask the internet something like that, buddy. Oh, my God.
Yep. They said, set your dick on fire. We think that's a fair punishment for losing a video game. So he lost, and then he, got a bunch of lighter fluid. He splashed it all
Lighter
down.
fluid?
Yes, he splashed lighter fluid because he had to do it for at least 5 seconds. So they didn't just say that he had to set it on fire. They're not going to have him half-assing this. He's not just going to stop, drop, and roll and barely feel it. No, he has to let it burn for 5 seconds. And apparently he could only withstand it for 3 seconds. So they made him do it again.
No!
So he did it again.
No!
He fell to the floor in agony. He almost burnt his entire dick off. But... hey, look, he's internet famous now.
Oh my God. How's he ever going to have children or anything like that?
He doesn't have time for children. He's an internet gamer.
Yeah, you're right. That was a stupid question.
Oh, looks like we're actually getting it. Oh, crap. Area code 408.
Oh, no. I think I know that number.
I'm not taking it.
Oh, God. Is it the network?
All right, I will take it. All right.
You know what? It's fine. I'll do it. All right. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
You know who this is. This is Penelope Cruxton with the network, and I am outraged. You've made a fool out of all of us with this fake news segment. I will not stand for it.
Okay, calm down, Penelope. It was a joke. We are a comedy show after all.
Shut up, damn you, and listen to me. I am going to bring on a real newsman, a proper newsman, and he will show you how a professional broadcast is done. Touch him on immediately.
Thanks, Penelope. Frank San Bernardino here, reporting live from Laguna Beach, where we are bracing for an impending ecological disaster of epic proportions. There's a frightening wave of terror moving inexorably toward the shore, and I must say, this reporter cannot believe what his beady little eyes are about to witness.
Oh my God, that sounds alarming. What's going on?
Well, Penelope, I know you're up there in Silicon Valley, and you may feel like you're out of range of this veritable disaster, but this is no ordinary oceanological threat. The cone of destruction actually includes the entire California coastline. In fact, the entire American West may be doomed.
Okay, first of all, this isn't Penelope. You're on the war on...
I recommend immediate evacuation. In fact, you may want to go back to the old country.
Okay, and secondly, this is starting to sound a little suspicious, Frank. I mean, I've never heard of anything that could wipe out half the country.
This is a once-in-a-lifetime historic natural disaster. We are calling it the Tsunami of Blood.
What? Okay, that is just ridiculous.
Ridiculous is an understatement. We may be mere moments away from experiencing an apocalyptic event. In fact, my sources are telling me that billions with a B may die when this mile-high tsunami of blood makes landfall.
Okay, there aren't even 1 billion people on the continent, Frank.
This may, in fact, wipe out all life on planet Earth.
Okay, what?
And in other news, NASA scientists have confirmed that the International Space Station has been removed from space and time by a mysterious beam of light emitting from the dark side of the moon.
How does that even make any goddamn sense?
It is suspected that this alien mystery beam will turn its sights next to our very planet, and this could very well be the last night on Earth.
Okay, are you done?
No, I am not, because this just in, Dr. Anthony Fauci himself has verified that Donald Trump, yes, the President of the United States himself, Donald Trump, is a trans-dimensional shape-shifting alien from the Andromeda Galaxy. And before you ask, yes, he is hostile, and yes, if re-elected, he does intend to eat each and every child on planet Earth.
Uh-huh. Okay. That's ridiculous. But at least we now know that you're a real news anchor. That's just about enough from you. Goodbye.
For Penelope Cruxton and the Free News Network, I'm Frank San Bernardino, and remember, America, don't panic.
Don't panic?
That was, I know we're not exactly a hard news show, but, that was completely ridiculous.
Yeah, well, just don't blame me. That's another Penelope special for you. At least they didn't try to take over our whole goddamn show.
Yeah, I don't even know where to start with her. I mean, the Free News Network? It ought to be called the Fake News Network, you know?
Right? We should call him Fake News Frank.
Oh, now he's going to be a regular. I hope this guy doesn't come back.
Oh my god. Well, if that's not bad enough, following up on his last little item about Trump being an alien or whatever the fuck that was, we've got to run an election ad.
Oh man, again. All right.
Yep.
All right, I'll run it. America, do you feel like your so-called president cares about the children? How could you? We've seen Donald Trump personally attack child livelihoods all across the world, separating children from their parents and other handlers to lock them in cages on the Mexican border, threatening their manufacturing jobs in China and Southeast Asia, even interfering with their burgeoning show business careers at the hands of the Hollywood elite. And now, this alleged president dares to say that your kids should stop watching television and go to school in the midst of a pandemic that's killed nearly 24 American children? Worse yet, this supposed president goes on record in support of forcing innocent, helpless babies to be born into a racial jungle. And then, he doesn't even want to give them gender reassignment surgery until after their 18th birthday. Don't you think America deserves a leader who will reach down and grab our children from despair, and who will hold them close no matter who gives him permission? A leader who not only loves the children, but, well, who some say loves them a little too much. Then stop hiding and cast your vote for Joe Biden.
I'm Joe Biden, and you know the thing.
I can't believe the Biden campaign's still buying airtime on our show. Do they listen to it?
I mean, neither can I, but at the same time, it kind of makes sense. I mean, they're advertising everywhere else.
Yeah, I mean, I see 10 of his ads every time I watch a TV show. But I mean, who the hell was that ad supposed to convince? I think he's already got the Chomo vote knocked out. Anyway, before we get in trouble, speaking of incompetent politicians, New York Governor Andrew Cuomo's back in the headlines. How's he making a fool out of himself this time? Well, at a press conference last week, Cuomo said he's been on the phone every day with wealthy New Yorkers who fled to out-of-state residences during the coronavirus panic.
Oh, weird. Why? I mean, is he calling to apologize for shutting down their businesses, restricting their way of life, or, I don't know, killing their parents in nursing homes?
Well, not quite. He's literally begging them to come back to New York so he can shake them down for tax money.
Oh, I'm sure they're lining right up for that.
I mean, you gotta get the
Talk about the worst telemarketing or cold call you could possibly get.
Could you imagine getting that call? You're some, New York billionaire that moved to Florida when all this bullshit was going down. You've probably been thinking about leaving for a while anyway. You probably already lived down here for half of the year. And then you get a call. Yeah, hi, this is Andrew Cuomo on a recorded line. I'm just calling you because we missed taking 50% of your fucking income, and we need you to come back down to our state.
Holy shit! I swear, it's one thing for somebody to call me up and ask me to pay $29.95 for an extended car warranty, but like him calling up and saying, "Hey, can we tax you 50% of $7 million every year?" Like, no, you cannot, Andrew Cuomo.
Would it be great if he actually had a call center doing this? Like he had like that guy Doug or something calling, and then like if he gets like his hooks in you, then they flip it over to Cuomo and he's the closer.
Oh, shit.
It'd be like a scene from Boiler Room. Oh, Christ, we got one on the line.
What's he offering as an incentive? Like a reduced tax rate or something? What?
No. This is the best part of the story. So he's actually telling them that if they come back to New York, so he can hit them again with the highest income taxes in the nation, he's going to take them to dinner.
One dinner?
Well, he said, he said, look, come on back. Come home to New York. I'll take you to dinner. I'll buy you a drink. Come over. I'll cook.
One fucking drink? You're gonna cook? Motherfucker! Mario Batali better be in that motherfucking kitchen. I swear to God. One drink. He's gonna cook some meal. No, thank you. Doesn't he think that, like, these people have, I don't know, family or friends? Like, what? If they liked him so much, they'd be hanging out with him. They'd still be living in New York.
Most of my friends don't rob me every time I cross the state line to go visit them, so, yeah.
Great point. Ay. Well, while Cuomo is an insane politician who's clearly doing too little, here's a story about insane politicians doing way too much.
Let me guess. We're going to California this time.
Actually, this story comes out of Wisconsin, where the Department of Natural Resources is mandating that their employees, who are working from home, to wear masks for Zoom meetings in order to prevent the spread of COVID-19.
So they're now saying that the coronavirus can invade your home through the internet now. Like, can we prevent the spread by just turning off our Bluetooth, or like unplugging our Wi-Fi router? Like,
wait. It's idiotic, but it's slightly less idiotic than that. Okay, so it's not by much, but they are saying that the whole move is admittedly pure virtue signaling. They've gone on record saying that it's important to wear masks even while on Zoom conferences with external agencies so that it sets the example that their department cares about others and is following the local mask mandate.
Like, the only example that would set, like if I had a Zoom conference with another company or something and I saw the guy was sitting in his own house wearing a mask, I would be like a little bit worried that we're doing business with these people because clearly they're fucking idiots and they don't have enough oxygen getting to their brains. So, and it's really bold of him to think that anybody cares that they care. So
yeah, what is the Department of Natural Resources anyways? Like, oxygen's a natural resource. Maybe you want to absorb some of that. I don't know.
Well, if you think that's bad, I might even be able to one up you. So one city councilwoman in Nashville might have the most idiotic take on coronavirus yet.
Oh, man. The fact that you're saying that is scary because we've pretty much covered nothing but political COVIDiocy for the past 5 months straight. So this is really saying something.
I mean, that's true. That's true. But this is the first time that anyone has suggested that leaving your house without a face mask should be a capital offense.
Oh, now that is risk.
Yep. So,
that is risk.
I mean, wow. I couldn't make this up if I tried. I feel like we're still playing that game from the last segment. But no, this councilwoman, her name's Sharon Hurt. She recommends attempted murder charges for anyone who doesn't wear a face mask.
You know what? Imagine going to jail for that. Imagine going to jail and you're sitting in the cell and they're like, "What'd you do?" And like, this is like a legit like murderer, like who's killed like 3 men. "What'd you do? What are you in for?"
Well, I forgot my strip of fabric at home.
Well, I attempted to kill untold amounts of people, actually.
I mean, next thing you know, they're just going to shoot you in the frickin' street if you sneeze. Like,
Oh, man. Well, if that's the case, this man is next to be hanged. A Florida man, not shocking, went to a restaurant in Treasure Island, which is shockingly a real place, Treasure Island, Florida, and saw a young boy wearing a face mask. Now, this enraged the man completely. He accosted the child. Despite this, the child refused to remove his face mask.
I mean, I can't say I blame him in this case. Jeez.
Yeah, no shit. The crazed man then grabbed the boy's hand tightly, got close to his face, yelling so that spit particles from his mouth actually landed on the child's face, and then told him, "You now have the coronavirus."
Like, I am not a fan of the mask or the mask orders or any of that at all, but, like, I can't imagine how insane you have to be to attack a child, or really to attack anyone for choosing to wear one. Like, if you're against masks orders like I am, it's not because you don't think anybody else should have the right to wear them. It's because you think everyone should have the choice to, to protect themselves or whatever, however they want. You can't go around abusing other people's kids.
Yeah, like, that's something that I think people on both sides of this argument are missing. It's like, we should all be free to choose whatever we feel right about. We shouldn't be forcing people to adhere one way or the other. But look, unlike this guy, the fact that you feel that way makes sense because you're not a drunken homeless person.
Yep. Well, this guy was a drunken homeless person?
I mean, he was definitely not wearing shoes. He was definitely intoxicated, and he's suspected to be like a transient of some type.
I mean, he was in Treasure Island, Florida. I mean, yeah.
Yeah. Now, the real question is, who the hell lets their kid get accosted and attacked by a drunken homeless lunatic? Oh, wait, I know the answer to this one. The guy from the news article earlier that you were talking about who went to a DUI class. Boom! Solved it!
Full circle. And on that note, we can wrap this... this always happens. We're right at the end point, but we're getting a call in. It looks like it's a Texas area code.
Of course. All right. Well, you know what? We've covered a lot of insane stuff right now. I would actually love to hear one of our listeners' take on any of the stories we just covered. Why don't we just take it?
All right, why not? All right, caller, you are on the air. State your name and where you're calling from.
Hi, this is LueEllen. I'm calling from Plano, Texas.
Hey, LueEllen, how you doing?
I'm doing just peachy. I got to tell you, I ordered this kit, this advice from that Dr. Marty McDougal guy.
Oh, okay.
And, I spent a lot of money on it. I paid the $99.99 for all his advice. I followed it all to a T. I started feeding my kids nothing but beans, even though normally in Texas we do not put beans in chili. I put beans in every damn thing now. We've got them, with the juice boxes. I even bought the Marty McDougal brand eye goggles because, you can't put the Vaseline on their eyes.
Oh.
So, we've got the eye goggles. They look like swimming goggles. They were pretty expensive.
Okay,
I don't think they are.
So this is like a thing. Like I mean, we got the ad from him this week. This is the first I've actually heard of the guy. So he's got like a whole product line. It's not just like advice or whatever.
Oh, yeah. It's a whole ordeal. And I tell you, it's really a lifestyle change. But I had to do it because, my children here in Texas, school starts in August. So they're already back in school. They've been in school for about a week now.
Okay.
And I just was not about to risk it. So especially with my 9-year-old, he's a sweet little boy. But, he has some allergies and some respiratory things. So I just can't risk him catching this coronavirus. So I coated him up in the petroleum jelly. I got him his juice box. I got him everything. His bobber fed.
Hold on. So wait, you're actually... I mean, I heard the advice earlier. I've got to be honest. It sounded really bizarre to me. You're actually coating your 9-year-old in petroleum jelly?
Oh, absolutely. I got a great deal on it down at Costco. I stocked up. I've got a whole shelf in my pantry. Nothing but petroleum jelly. And I put his goggles on him and I sent him on his way. Now, where I have a problem is, he's 9 years old. So he's still getting used to things. He's having trouble adjusting, if I'm being honest with you, So he got to school. He did have some issues. People were like, oh, why is he wearing goggles? He did have an accident. He's 9. He doesn't know how to hold his liquor yet. So the vodka in the juice box, he did pee himself a little bit.
Wait. Okay, I forgot about that part. So you're getting your kid drunk, too. You're coating him in petroleum jelly. You're feeding him nothing but beans. And you're giving him vodka and sending him off to school.
I know it sounds unconventional, but
it sounds unconventional. I mean, is it working? I mean, has he gotten sick?
Not at all. But here's the problem that I have. Dr. McDougal does not warn you at all about another epidemic that's facing our children. I think it could potentially be just as bad as the coronavirus, and that is bullying. So, after my son, showed up to school, had his little accident, wearing his little goggles and his jelly, all the kids started ganging up on him and calling him a little Googley-eyed, pissy pants Jellyboy. And I gotta tell you, I didn't raise no Jellyboy, okay?
I'm sorry, I don't mean to laugh.
I
don't mean to laugh, but I mean,
I'm traumatized. They grabbed him by the legs and started sliding him down the hallway like he was a goddamn bowling ball.
I mean, I'm sorry, LueEllen, but you gotta imagine something's gonna happen like this when you send your kid off to school coated in fucking Vaseline.
I don't care what he's coated in. I did not raise no goddamn Jellyboy, okay? They do not need this bullying. I have a zero tolerance for bullying. And it sounds like not only are you guys morons on this show, but it sounds like you actually advocate for bullying. But that's okay, because Mama LueEllen, she's got a plan. Nobody messes with my baby. So I found the name of the ringleader of this little bullying thing that he's got going on. Yeah, that's right. I found you, Alexander Smithfield. Alexander Smithfield is 9 years old, and he lives over on the other side of Plano, Texas. I found his house.
Okay, hold on. Are you saying you're outside of this kid's house or something?
You're damn right. I'm outside of his house, and I got my gun, and I'm about to teach this boy a little bit of lesson on respect. If I do
LueEllen,
I'd be teaching his pants himself.
Do not pull a gun on a 9-year-old. That is, I mean, that you gotta draw the line at some point. I mean, that sounds like bullying, if you ask me. That's insane.
Well, I would expect you to say that from a show that tolerates and advocates for bullying. I'm just trying to keep my child healthy and safe, and there is nothing wrong with that. He's about to learn that there's a lot wrong with bullying. That reflects poorly on his character, not on my boy. So I'm about to teach him. So, and if you don't shut up about it, I'm going to teach you a lesson too. I will find out where you live, and I will make you next on my list.
Oh, hey. You know, I'm stepping out of it. I mean, let the record show that we do not advocate pulling weapons on 9-year-olds. We do not advocate bullying either. But I mean, LueEllen, you're gonna make your own decisions. But I just yikes.
Whatever, you limp-wristed moron. Goodbye.
I hope she doesn't shoot me. She basically said she was gonna shoot me, right?
I mean, it seems like you're making a powerful enemy.
She pulls a gun on everybody. I'm sure that, this is a ways from Dallas or where the hell she is.
Okay, well, I think we're definitely treading on dangerous waters, but hopefully that child is okay. I don't know if we should, notify
No, we are not.
Or...
No snitching on LueEllen. I am afraid of LueEllen. We're just going to wrap this show up. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. We look forward to being back next week. Remember, every Monday at 7 o'clock Eastern.
Have a good week, everyone.
Brother, you better get down on your knees and pay 1,000 more fools are being born.